go.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Teresa. Please take the roll.
Okay, Mayor Jones.
Here.
Carlson. Here. Kill.
Here.
Bowen.
Here.
Rovcheck.
Here.
Mattson. Here. Schilling. Here.
All right, do we have any actions or motions on the agenda for tonight's meeting?
Make a motion to approve the agenda for tonight.
How about a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote. Carlson?
Yes.
Mattson?
Yes.
Bowen?
Yes.
Keel?
Yes.
Horacek?
Yes.
Schilling?
Yes.
All right, we have no public comment, none of that good stuff. We move right into new business. First item there is 2027 budget review. Teresa.
Okay, so in your packets was the proposed budget. It has a list of proposed revenues, a list of proposed expenses. Once again, a budget is what we anticipate to see for revenues, what we anticipate to see for expenses. Obviously, we can't predict the future. Things may come up during the year, and as you all have been on the council, you know, we can always adjust the budget by either adding something by motion or not paying something out. So this is just what we anticipate, our best guesstimate of what we will be spending next year. So I'll just kind of go through the proposed revenues first, just kind of highlight some of the bigger changes. Like I said, most of it is, we can kind of figure out from year to year as kind of an estimate of what we paid out the last years, and then we just kind of adjust it to, if we know it needs to be increased for some reason or decreased for some reason, we'll kind of work that into the budget. So if you look at your list of revenues that we have in the packet there, first of all, the first thing is, you know, our biggest source of money we get to operate the city on is real estate taxes. So what we claim for real estate taxes or what we request from the county for taxes sets what our mill levy is. And we can get into a little more detail maybe after I go through all the revenues. But basically, I put the number in there that would keep our mill levy the same. Right now, our mill levy is 5.3%. The number in current year taxes, the $2,080,144, would keep our mill levy the same. But we can discuss that here in a few minutes of whether we want to increase that, decrease that, you know, that's all up to the council here. But that's the number I plugged in there. Our second probably biggest source is first and second penny sales tax revenue in there. We are lagging a little behind this year in that. If you notice from the sales tax reports that are in your box, we're kind of lagging a little bit, so I did bump that down a little bit. I'm hoping we'll turn that around. We got Quick Start coming in, and so maybe we'll see a bump up in that. I hope it doesn't go down, but I did adjust it a little bit for that as well. Liquor license and video lottery fees, those are based on the current licenses we have out there. We know how many we have, and we know what they pay, so that's plugged in there. Building permits and the park fee we get from building permits, I did bump that up a little bit. This year, we're kind of holding steady, but maybe a little an increase. As you guys have probably noticed, our last building permit report, we got a big spur of single-family homes, and we got new development starting and happening, so hoping to see an increase in that next year. So I did bump that up a little bit. Just want to point out federal grants, that money in there is what we expect to get from the TAP grant. That's the trail that's going along Nicholson Avenue. So that would be, the, you know, it's an 80-20 grant. That would be the 80% of that cost coming to us from that federal grant. So that's what's plugged in there for revenue. Just want to point out down, we have Lennox payment for our building inspector, code enforcer. We don't expect to have that next year if we bring Kyle on full-time just with the city, so that is not going to be a revenue source next year. Our bank interest, I did bump that up a little bit. Now that we've switched to Relibank, we're getting higher interest rates. We got it right now, a good healthy chunk in the bank, so that's a good thing, so bump that up some. On the next page, just want to point out special assessments due. So that first special assessments due, that is on the 9th and Vandermark project. We just have one person still paying on that, and that's going to be done here pretty soon. But next year, the assessments due for the 12th and Oak Street project, that's going to start to come into effect, because this October, they've had their year to pay on it if they wanted to, or to pay ahead. What's ever not paid by this October, per our policy, we'll send that to the county. So we will have assessments coming in for that, I anticipate. So that's why there's a new line column there for special assessments due, and that's gonna be on the 12th and Oak Street project. And then another source of revenue is that street maintenance fee. That amount is known. Karen keeps a spreadsheet of all the properties in town and their footage, so we know what we're going to expect for that there. So that's kind of our general fund. We expect a little over $5 million to come in revenue on our general fund. It stays pretty steady of what we have been expecting the last few years. The next fund we have is basically our third penny sales tax fund. This is that extra penny on entertainment, restaurants, liquor, whatnot. That too is down just slightly this year. So I did bump it a little bit down, but not much. As you can see, they're only $3,000. Kind of holding their own, but like I said, I'm hoping maybe that'll switch around to next year. We'll see how that goes. The debt service fund, these are money that we expect to come in from the TIFs. TIF number 1 is the Maple Pass TIF, and we've been having money come in for that. When that comes in, you'll see on the expense side, we pay it out to pay that TIF. You'll see I added TIF number 3, but we don't expect any payment to taxes to come in from that until 2028. So there's nothing there for next year, but in 2028, we will be starting to get tax revenue from that. Got a bunch of blank categories because we got a lot of project funds that have been closed out, which is nice. They're all done. I expect to have the wastewater plant and Western Avenue projects closed out this year, so nothing's in the budget for 2027 for them. I did put some funding in, added a new project, the Kelly Avenue project. Obviously, we haven't decided whether to do a project for this or not. Going off the CIP from the engineers, if we do decide to do one way or whatever it be, I use their cost estimate in there. It's just a placeholder. It's in its own separate fund, so it doesn't affect the general fund, the sewer fund, water fund. It's its own capital project. So it's in there. If we decide to move ahead, we know there's something in budget. If we decide not to move ahead, it doesn't affect anything with it. So water fund, basically just kind of averages of what we expect and what's been comparable to last year. No big changes in it. The only thing, metered sales, bump that up. We do per ordinance a 2% increase every year, so bump the metered water sales up some for that. And same thing with the sewer fund. Don't expect any big changes there, except I did bump up. We'll be anticipating more in those sewer charges, that 2% there. The only other thing with the sewer fund too, obviously we've got the surcharges for loan 1 and 2. We know how many accounts we have, and so I just went off our current accounts and plugged that in of what we get for each of those, and that's the number that's in there. That will fluctuate, per accounts we have coming in, but not much. So that's kind of, in a nutshell, what our revenue is. So all in all, total with all the funds, we'll get $10,517,422 in revenue into the city, but that's factoring all accounts. Any questions on that? And we'll talk about the tax levy a little bit.
On the surcharge, I see that we are billing for 1,254 accounts. If that number goes up, do they ever reassess that?
No, it's just
So the
by the
state-
number of accounts you have. We collect it off of every account, and so
So
That
does
goes
that,
up.
so as our
We'll
number
put
of
that
account
with
goes up,
revenue.
does that reduce our, because that money all
That's-
goes
that's additional
in?
money we're
Reduces
getting
the amount
in.
of time it
Payment.
takes to pay off that
Right,
loan.
that's
It
what I'm
does not
asking.
reduce that
Yes.
payment.
Yes, it won't reduce the, exactly right, it won't reduce the amount, but we'll have more revenue in that account that we could,
Okay.
go towards more payments, if we want.
Okay.
Or pay off sooner.
Well, maybe we can get them to, right.
Like I did, a little bit helps.
Okay. And billboard revenue, we talked about that. You said that.
Yeah, the money that's plugged in there for billboard revenue, I just gone off our current leases, and then I've just figured in, I've taken off what's
Yep.
going to terminate, and then I've just kept in there what will still keep going on. Basically, in 2 years, it'll be down to nothing because everything will be terminated off
Gotcha.
of those. So
Yep.
just went off our current contracts there.
All right, anybody else got any questions or comments? Now, we'll keep them plugging forward.
So let's talk about the tax levy a little bit before we go into the expenses. So like I said, I plugged in the number that we would request from the county if we want to keep our mill levy the same at 5.3%. And obviously, if you've noticed on this sheet that I put in to your packet, the tax levy is off a formula that's, dictated by the state. It basically goes off of the dollar amount we requested last year. We add in the CPI, the Consumer Price Index, up to 3%. If that CPI is lower than 3%, like it is this past year, which is only 2.5%, we can only claim an additional 2.5% off of that. And then it factors in our growth rate. And last year, our growth rate was 3.6, which is great for Hartford, and we used to be able to claim all that, but the legislature has kept it at 3 now, so we could, I think all in all, if you don't figure in the discretionary formula, I talked to the county about that, it's like 3.06, but we're capped right around that 3% on there. So if you just go by that formula, we can request $2,074,769. That puts our mill levy at 5.28, so it does lower it a little bit. Now, we can claim more because we have some stored CPI. Obviously that generates more revenue, real estate taxes for the city. So if we would go by this rate, claim all our stored CPI, we could get about $2,149,000, so a little bit, about $150,000 more dollars. But our mill levy will go up to 5.48. So, and that's the max we can claim. We can go anywhere below that though. So, we can go off the formula, we can go off the current mill levy, we can even go lower if you want. Do keep in mind though, if we lower it and go, whatever that number we claim this year, that's the number we start with next year. So, if we go down, we're going to start at a lower amount, then we can only add so much to it as we go forward. So keep that in mind. We've been known for having a high mill rate around the city, and I pay those taxes too. So I definitely don't want to see us go higher. I'd like to see, we've done a good job with the last few years being steady or maybe going a little bit lower, but we like I said, we do want to keep in mind, we don't want to go too low and affect the future, possibility of, because that's when our biggest revenue source basically for the city, so.
So I called Teresa this morning and just said, what if we went to what the first line is, don't use any of our stored CPI, and went to what we could max, which would be 5.28. I know it's only 0.2 of a point, but it shows that we're trying to reduce it anywhere we can.
The mill levy, yeah.
Yep, it's $6,000 in the big picture.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's not much, but we're not increasing, we're dropping it, I would hope that it would show to the citizens that we're looking at every dime we can.
You're talking with the 5.28.
Yep, go to 5.28 instead of the 5.3.
And that stored CPI, and I think I mentioned before, but we don't lose it. It
Right.
just carries over till next year.
Right.
So if we would happen to need, additional funds, future years, we can tap into it.
Right.
And if I know this is a pretty robust conversation, but do we have any, I would say, major upcoming expenses from an infrastructure standpoint, maybe Kelly Avenue? Is there anything on there? Because obviously, if we're like, hey, we've got a multi-million-dollar project we're doing next year, then that might be a case to.
We will go over the CPI. There's some big projects coming
Right,
up.
and that kind of dictates.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I say you don't want to.
That kind of dictates.
You don't want to
Yeah.
get too low on our revenue because, if you don't got the revenue to cover some of these projects, we will need it. We have to keep that in mind, yes, what's upcoming for projects.
Right.
I just think that at this point, since that number is so close, to me, it's
$74,000 in.
no, it's not even that. It's $2,080,000 to $2,074,000. It's $6,000.
$5,375.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
nothing.
It feels like we're milking mice.
Right.
Well,
to
so
lower
then
it to
you just say leave it.
5.28, Right?
Leave it at 5.3 and don't, okay.
I'll remember that when a citizen asks me, hey, what's our mill levy? It's 5.3.
Has been.
I think you can remember 5.28.
Has been for a while.
It'd be a new number, though.
Okay.
I'm kind of on, I know it's only 6,000, but I mean, I think holding it steady with the way our expenses are looking, I think I feel like that's good. I mean,
I'm an optics guy.
Yeah.
It's the only reason I brought it up. Just like trying a one-way street.
It didn't get Scott out of his seat, so it must be fine where it's at.
Yeah.
I will put
All right.
a little caveat in there, I put a little note in the packet. The numbers I use as far as our assessment or that, the county doesn't have them nailed down when I sent out the packet, because they only came out on the 15th, so it may get adjusted a few dollars here and there, but it won't be nothing drastic or whatnot, and that'll be reflected, I mean, that's like, once we, move on, we'll have to actually pass a budget ordinance, and you'll see that number in there, so. All right, sounds good. We will make that our plan of action now. So then, I'm going to go over the expenses side. Like I said, I'll just kind of hit some of the highlights with that as well. Once again, expenses, we kind of know what we need for operating expenses every year for supplies and maintenance. Obviously, as we're growing, got more area to cover, we take over more ground, more land, everything goes up, and utilities go up, and all that good stuff, so expenses always seem to rise, but basically, for the most part, like I said, we can kind of go by what we've paid previous year, kind of see whether we were running higher or lower this year, and kind of adjust as necessary. So with expenses, I'll just point out, salaries overall, I kind of factored in what I anticipate to be paid out this year and factored a 5% increase in it. So that's kind of reflected in each department. So that's what I went off there. Insurance, that has always been going up about 5% every year. So that is reflected in this budget too, is about 5% increase in every department for the insurance. We know utilities too, these seem to rise, so I figure about 3 to 5% in those too. So that was just kind of in general overall I looked at. Finance office, like I said, besides salaries and insurance, no big changes. I don't anticipate any big need for furniture, computers. We've kind of upgraded all our desk and chairs and all that kind of stuff last year, so I think we're sitting in good shape, so I don't expect any big purchases there. We know we got to purchase one computer for Jenny, hers is kind of on the rotation list next year, but that's all that's figured in there. Under government buildings, kind of the biggest change, repairs and maintenance this last year, you see it was at 76,000, we come down to 70,000 of that was the Gage House, redoing that basement, so that's why there's that big difference in there. Don't expect a whole lot of big repairs. We've got a 6,000 base that we kind of go off of, and then we put a little bit in there we need to do some shop door repair, so we figured that in it as well. Furniture, machine, and equipment there under government buildings. We got about a 5,000 base in there. We talked about a new dishwasher for the Gage House. They run $10,000, $11,000. We do got about $4,500. Seniors got a couple thousand. We got a $2,500 grant. So hopefully what they got now will hold out until next year. We can replace it at that time. They seem to be good with that, they said. Police administration, the contracted hours, we have the daytime hours where we have Alex here, the Monday through Friday. And we just pay his full salary, that's the second line on there. That's just kind of an estimate of what we anticipate he'll make. He's kind of told me he'll probably get this percentage, increase or whatnot, so I kind of plugged that in. And then, our contract hours are nights and weekends. That's at a set dollar amount. It will go up 3% next year, so I did figure that into budget. The Sheriff's Department has already told us that. So that is the number they will bill us, so that'll be right on. As far as volunteer fire department, obviously the request from the Humboldt Fire Department and our fire department, those are to be determined. You guys can go over those requests later on the agenda. The $80,000 that we paid for the building, we're contracted in that. That was part of the loan agreement, so that is in budget because we do have to pay that out. We signed a contract with them. Streets and highways, no huge increases there. I will point out professional services, and that's kind of basically engineering fees. Per the CIP for 2027, there's some engineering dollars in there for extending utilities on Second Street, so like the north of the Windsor Group development, and then the 20,000 for that transportation plan we agreed to have them do. So that's figured into that. Like I said, otherwise, Craig's got me all the numbers of what he'll need for chip sealing next year and the mag road and the gravel, so that's been all figured into the budget. Did bump up utilities a little bit, about 3%. They seem to be running that. And then that street maintenance fee amount in there as far as expenses, that is what the city has to pay on our land, because everybody pays that street maintenance fee. City, school, churches, we've been through that, so we have to pay our share of that, so that's that expense in there. It's also, we are paying, to an HOA for detention pond maintenance, which I haven't seen really any maintenance happening on the HDF's land up there, but it's part of an HOA, and we're landowners, we have the water tower there and right away, so we have to pay an amount into it. Like I said, I haven't seen a whole lot of maintenance there, but anyway, transit, this has been a big jump. So we have ICAP, basically manages our whole transit system. They get the drivers, pay the insurance, does all the repairs, maintenance. We don't basically have to do anything with it. This year, and they've been holding out $7,000 and it was $7,500 to do this management fee, basically, or is what it's cost us. This year, it's a little over $12,000. They jumped 63%, and they said they have done that for all the cities and counties. They just can't make it on ridership, what they're bringing in for the ridership at these rural transit systems. So that is a fairly big jump on it. I don't know if it'll continue that way or not, but I basically they are struggling to basically with all the expenses they have and trying to find revenue to offset it, so that is a pretty big increase. Our animal control services were pretty much on budget. The swimming pool and the park rec program, no big changes there as far as expenses, don't anticipate anything. Under the senior citizens, I did factor in $20,000 for a hired position like we had discussed at our previous meeting, anticipating that it's going to go into 2027, so that's factored in there. Under park, basically the professional services we'll see under park, that is engineering for the trail going from basically from 12th Street up to the Swenson Sports Complex. We didn't get the GFMP grant that we applied for, but I'm going to talk with the board about possibly applying this October for a TAP grant, and if not that, then reapplying again for the GFMP trail. So I'm hoping we can still do that trail, and that would cover engineering fees for the design of that. And then, obviously, capital improvement, at the bottom of the page there, that is what the Park and Rec Board's requests they would like to have for them. So that's why it's a to be determined. It's on the list of requests from staff. Bike and Rec Trail, this amount, now that's going back to the trail along Mickelson. That is going to be our expense to put in that trail, but on the revenue side, 80% of that was reimbursed in revenue coming in. Downtown Hartford, that's to be determined by you guys per their request. Planning and zoning, I have taken out any salaries for Paul Clark for that for next year. That's kind of a change there. The professional services under planning and zoning, that's basically our force account. So what we pay our engineers to review plans, review plats, kind of all that isn't associated with a specific project. So that's kind of their estimate of what they anticipate to pay out next year. The economic development, that $5,000, we took economic development dollars. We were paying $5,000 to the West Central Music Club. We decided to pay that over 3 years, so this would be the second year we'd be paying that. So that's what that $5,000 net new line amount is. Otherwise, I don't have anything for promotions under there. We kind of put a lot of that into our third penny. And then, of course, debt service is the loan payments that we have out for the various projects and loans we've taken out. So that's our general fund. We got a little over $4 million in expenses in general fund. Third penny sales tax, we've been, and some of this could be paid out of general if you want, but we've been taking requests from like the Jamboree Days, the Hometown Christmas, Economic Development Chamber, anything that's promotions for the city can come out of third penny sales tax. That third penny tax is kind of restricted of what you can do with it, but promotions is definitely one thing that's allowed, and so we've been utilizing those payments with the third penny sales tax. Once again, on the TIF payments, like I said, we anticipate to get TIF money in from Maple Pass like we have been, but it's on the expense sheet because we'll be paying it right out to pay on that TIF. TIF number 3 for the Windsor, we don't expect anything on that till 2028, so there's nothing in that line item. Once again, a lot of closed project accounts. On the expense side, if we do decide in the future to do something with Kelly Avenue, those expenses were plugged in there. Obviously, if we do move forward, we're going to have to figure out really what we're going to do and a funding source, and that's all yet to be determined. But once again, that's its own separate fund. It doesn't affect anything else if we do something or if we don't do anything. So, and then water. No major purchases in there. Probably the biggest change in there is that we bump up what the cost is water, the purchase, when we got to purchase water from Minnehaha Community Water. They always seem to have an increase every year of around 3 to 5%. I figured in about 5% this year because things are going up, so that's figured in there as a cost to us. Everything else is pretty much stayed steady in the water department. Sewer department, that too has stayed pretty steady. We've got, our loan payments there, our expenses stay pretty much in line. Under sewer, the professional services, that's been knocked down. We had $100,000 in there last year that we dedicated to lagoon remediation. We haven't paid anything out on that. I don't know if we will this coming year. But
Can you say that
it's
part
in,
again?
but that's in their request, so.
Can you say that again?
So last year, we had about $100,000 in the budget for lagoon remediation if
last
we
year,
needed to.
okay.
Last year being this year, I
We
guess I
budgeted-
should
yeah, we
say.
budgeted
Yes,
it,
we have it
okay.
at 2026. I didn't put that in 2027 because GHI is requesting funds for lagoon remediation, so it might be doubling up, whether they need them or not. I mean, that's all to be determined. And if they come and request additional funds, I mean, obviously, like I said, this is only a budget. You guys can change it, but I did not put that into 2027 just because GHI has requested $100,000 from the city. Otherwise, and the biggest thing's probably in the sewer under expenses, under capital improvements. Like I said, everything the ISG had in our CIP, our capital improvement plan, I did put into the budget. There are about 3 sewer projects in there, lagoon remediation being one of them, so it's kind of figured on this end, any cost in there. And then we talked about demoing our old lift station building and our old lift station. That doesn't have to be done next year or whatnot, but it is on the CIP, so I figured it in so we can have some discussion whether we want to do it. So that's going to be probably the biggest cost in that capital improvements. It's a little over $1 million, $1.3 million, so that's plugged in. So those are the expenses. Any specific question?
I did notice something that was surprising to me, is that, Arden, how much time do you spend here at the City Hall?
Too much. No, that's a good thing. I'm saying he's not getting paid for what he's spending here.
Holy
I'm saying he's not
Yeah.
getting paid for what
You
he's
want me to
spending.
leave the room?
No, but so my
I
point
meant
is,
it in a good way, that you're not getting paid for what you spend.
so I was thinking, that let's say if he goes 10 hours a week, which I think is probably extremely conservative, and then if you go $20 an hour, that would be $200 a week, and then if you do that for 52 weeks, it's $10,400. But I see that the salary is at 5 or, I mean, I know he's moved up to 6 this year, but
He is very conservative. He's not putting in very much for his meetings and I know he attends a lot more than what he
so,
puts in for.
but is that a salary or?
Yeah, that's under salary, yeah.
The
Well,
meeting
can we-
pay is for
Can we
that.
change like an item? I mean, I would like to see it, I'd like to see it at 12, 1,000 every month, but I'll settle for 10.
It's just a budget.
It's just about, you can set it whatever you want. If you guys all agree and you want me to bump that up to,
Because we'd have to change it by ordinance, right?
yes, I would say,
Yeah.
all gonna be
So that'd
plugged in
the next
ordinance.
step.
So
Get
if
in
you
the
do
budget
wanna
first, and then we
see,
gotta change the ordinance to actually make it happen.
Okay.
yeah.
And you guys, I hope you guys realize, I'm not doing this for the, I don't do this for the,
Well, yeah.
I do it,
Any of us do.
I do it for the accolades.
We're not sure
Scott.
why we do this.
And then I don't know if I have to move something, but I'll.
Just suggestion, are you wanting me to bump it up to 8 or?
How is it structured? Isn't there a base and then a per meeting?
Yes, it gets so much salary and then you get so much per meeting pay.
So do you know what the base currently is? Because that's probably what we would want to adjust, right?
Let's do that, yeah. And how many meetings do you go to, the council and Parks and Rec?
Oh, no, it's more outside stuff. It's
Yeah,
more
I
the-
think SMGA and your
yeah.
MBA meetings and,
Yeah.
yeah, there's a lot of.
I'm sure your time demands are pretty high, but I don't know. I mean, maybe you think.
Well, yeah. I appreciate your kind.
And if that's a pain right now, we can just increase it when we
I was
do the
gonna say,
ordinance, get it figured out.
If you want to actually change his, his salary rate, you guys are going to have to do that by motion.
Yeah, and I know we
by
just
another meeting.
changed
But we can just
the
plug in a
meeting
different
pay,
amount
right?
to.
We haven't changed the meeting pay.
Yeah, didn't we?
Not the meeting.
Oh, but that's been a couple, that's.
No, like,
That's
recent-
been
no,
4 years
not,
ago?
not the meeting pay, but the,
We approved
extra-
him.
yeah,
Other
Oh, yeah.
meetings.
that's
Oh,
right,
yes,
yeah.
yeah, then he can put in for
Yeah.
anything economic.
But he still has to
development,
claim it, so if he doesn't claim it.
Right.
How about this, I bump that up to like 8,000 for the ordinance, and like I said, then we can have a future talk about increasing the salary, just so we have a higher number in budget.
Sounds good.
Just going off memory, I think the mayor gets 1,800 a year, like 900 each. I pay twice a year.
Yep.
And the council gets
75 a meeting, and then he gets,
1,600 or
We have a small base,
1,400.
yeah.
a little
Plus
bit
person
less. So
meeting.
like
And I think do I get a little more per meeting than what?
yes, he does. 95, maybe 100 a meeting? or
No, you all get
I think we
straight
get all the
meeting.
same
Oh.
meeting
It's 100
pay.
for a regular
He
meeting.
just gets a higher
75
salary.
for special meeting. He just gets a higher salary amount.
Yeah.
Well, we can look at it down the road. I appreciate it, Keith, that you,
No, I'll adjust that a little bit, and that's what I'll plug into the
Should probably
ordinance.
just increase
or
that
budget
line
anyway.
item to 20 grand just for comfort level. I mean, if we're gonna give the seniors 20 for staffing.
Travis. Travis,
wait, are you saying, oh yeah, I am a senior, wait,
Fine, senior.
yeah. Cindy's a senior with me right now. okay?
Anybody who's retired, let's start there.
Okay,
All
so
right.
then I don't qualify, yeah.
Okay, anybody else got any comments on expenses? If not, let's keep plowing
A
through.
lot of information.
A lot of information. Okay, so also in your packet then, if we just move down the agenda, the current cash report is in there. It shows you kind of where we're sitting at right now for cash. And we're sitting in a good position. Like I said, we know that we've got big projects coming up, but our cash position is fairly in a good position here. It's shown on our cash sheet. We do have 200,000 that last year, and then in 2023, we set aside 100,000 each committed funds for a pool improvement of some kind or whatnot. So that's kind of restricted. That's shown on our cash sheet there too. And then I also put in your packet, just for your reference, our sales tax revenue report. And you get these each month in your computer box too, but it does show how we're lagging behind a little bit this year.
I just have a quick question on the, if I'm reading this correctly, so we have, as a city, 10 million in the bank? Is that correct?
Yep.
And I understand that's like total, there's probably some funds that are restricted, and I remember
Yep.
Cindy said this last year, we're not a bank, right? What is the recommended amount that we should be sitting on as a city? I mean, I'm just,
It's in here somewhere.
okay, she's
Yeah.
probably getting to that, but
Yeah.
I just.
Yeah, I'm getting to that, but
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
But
in
basically, the recommended amount is that you should have 3 months of operating expense, which is bare minimum.
That's probably like state law.
I am not recommending you want to go that low on
Yeah.
it. That's doing absolutely, that is paying your bare minimum on your bills. just to,
Okay.
just to
I
operate.
chuckle because, you know, our sales tax is lagging, but our cash position this year is growing by $1.5 million.
So maybe we need to go to a 5.28 mil levy then and see what happens.
Staff is pretty, watching the budget.
Like I say,
close.
we do a good job of watching.
No,
the
this is-
budget.
Clearly, we always hear about the sky is falling, not,
I know, we're very conservative on stuff.
it's great, it's good.
I can tell you, when I started with the city, we had like 500,000 total,
That was
so.
the goal, is that 500,000?
Yeah, it's like, oh my God, if we could find that, that'd be great.
I should have done it, we should
So-
have asked for, what was the budget about 10 years ago when we got on the city council?
boy.
That's like a great question.
Fun fact.
It
There
wasn't
was a-
this, it was maybe 2 million, yeah, it wasn't this, that's for sure, so we're doing very good, yes.
All right,
Also in your packet is just our debt schedule, just so you know where we're sitting there. Basically, how much debt a city can take on is restricted by the state. You can only, whatever your assessed value on the city is, you can only basically take out 5% of constitutional debt. So only 5% of that assessed value is what you can have in debt, unless you would, there's special circumstances, if you go to a vote of the people on something, you go up to 10%. But, you know, the rule of thumb is 5% of what that assessed value is. So currently, if you look at our debt schedule, we are only using 33.6% of what we could take out for debt. So we're good, we're staying below 50%. We've got room to take out more debt, I guess is what I'm saying. On the flip side, you always have to remember, the more debt you take out, the more loan payments you gotta do, so that's always an expense every year as well, so, but. We do have the 2 surcharges though, those do not count towards our constitutional debt, that's not in that 5% because we are, you know, collecting from the residents those surcharges to pay that loan payment. The rest of them, we're relying on other revenue, sales tax, real estate tax, whatever that may be as part of our debt, so. We're sitting okay there, I believe, on that, so.
I don't know if this is the time to throw this in, but I always, when I looked at the debt schedule, what I'm looking at is bills that are gonna come off. So we have one that's gonna come off in April, that's a $76,000 payment. We have another one on 6th and month coming off in April, 140. So we look at $210,000 worth of payments
Yeah.
that are coming off of 806,000. And I say that in context with Kelly Avenue, because if we were gonna say we were gonna do Kelly Avenue, and we were gonna take some out of our reserves or go borrow half of it, $1.25 million, not worry about taking it all out, but let's go private loan or whatever, borrow it. Can we fit that into where we're at right now? Absolutely. I mean, I would look at this debt schedule and say, we could do that without any,
Yeah, because
I
I
mean,
fully
really-
anticipate we'll have to, yeah, maybe use some
Right.
reserves for that project, but definitely we would have to loan a portion of it, whether it be a loan, a bond, or whatnot, that would go against our
right.
debt.
But we could do that on a, even on a private loan basis and be really in,
Yeah.
Not
With
change our
those coming
cash
on in
position.
2027, yeah, we could add more debt, so.
just so you, that, when I looked at this the last couple days, that was one thing that I
Yeah, if you start a project in the spring.
was kind of balancing, just saying, hey, if we want to do this, after we have our meeting with the Kelly Avenue folks, if everybody's kind of, if we can get everybody on
Right.
the same page,
If you decide to do
it might be
something.
we might have the opportunity to have that as a presentation. Okay.
Can I just add one thing?
Yep.
I would be curious on just the appetite of the council, since we are sitting on cash, if there's any, would we ever want to be proactive and knock out a couple small debts? Is that, we don't have a robust discussion
Right.
on that right now, but it's something to think about. We
Right.
got some cash, you know, is there anything that we would say, hey, this is it makes sense to write this $200,000 check and
Right.
be done with it?
Yeah, I did look at that too, Sean. And
Me and Karen talked a little bit today, you know, and that is something you can do, but I think for the most part, you know, the interest we got in the loans are fairly reasonable.
yeah, we have 3%
And the money sitting in the
loan.
banks,
Yeah,
it's making more
Right.
sitting there, so
And all of our loans are
it may be
pretty
better
good.
to
Yeah.
make more in the bank than,
Yeah.
but, so there's 2 ways.
so, yeah, I mean, could we do that? Sure. But I'm looking more, do we have a better chance with the ones that are coming off?
Yeah.
basically
Yeah, 'cause
replace
they'd be coming
those
off
loans
anyway,
with
and we
something
could
else that
just-
gets us an
You would have
emphasis.
really noticed,
This much, yeah.
yeah.
Get us another project done in a fairly reasonable
And still.
fashion.
Yeah,
And
kind of
6
have
a
the
month
same
would be
page.
nice, because that's a pretty,
So, anyway, all right. Anything else on that?
Not on that, I guess the next thing on there is capital improvement plan, and just kind of put it in there for your reference, like I had said. Everything in the 2027 column, I did put into the budget figures that I presented to you, so they're figured in there already. Now, it'll be up to the council whether you keep them in or not, or, keep them in, and whether you pay them out or not, that's
Right.
to be determined too. Like we talked about, the Kelly Avenue project, there is money in the budget. Whether we decide to do a project or not, it's not going to affect anything because it's its own little fund in there. The Sagehorn lift station rehab, there's, a small amount in there for that. That's in the sewer expenses for that. The demoing of the main lift stations, that's the one we have along Railroad and the Mickelson lift station, that's about $500,000. That's one of those capital improvements that's in that sewer department that I pointed out, so that's kind of a bigger expense. With that in mind though, do we have to do that next year? They're just sitting there, they're not hurting anything, they're empty, we don't if we don't want it, but
But
I
there's
put them
enough.
into budget.
It's coming out of the sewer fund.
I have it figured in the sewer department, yeah.
Might as well do it.
And
under
then-
lagoon, is that right?
And some of the
Can
lagoon.
we use, because obviously that ground is privately owned now, can we use money out of the sewer fund for
Remediation.
remediation on a privately owned
It would be,
property?
you'd have to give it to
We'd
Gateway
we'd
Oh,
Harbor.
we'd have to
Yeah.
transfer the
Okay.
money to Gateway Harbor, and
Gotcha.
they'd have to be the ones.
If we did that, we would take it out of our sewer fund like we have it, because if
Same
you
way
decide to do that.
I just didn't know if the
yes.
government has restrictions on that.
Same way that if they cannot get it remediated, they can turn around and give the land back to us.
Yeah.
It works, cuts both ways. Ultimately, the city's responsible to get it remediated, no matter what. I know their name's on the deed, but it's still our baby until it's done. Craig, if you had your druthers, that Mickelson lift station's not very old. I mean, is it hurting us if we
No,
leave
so
that?
it's abandoned right now.
Yeah.
So part of the plan with the Sagehorn lift station that we're looking into is see if we can utilize components out of that lift station and put them into the Sagehorn lift station. So that's what kind of, we're hoping we could take some components out of there and put them over here.
Oh, sure.
They'd be
Rebuild
newer
that
than
one.
the Sagehorn one. The Sagehorn needs to be rehabbed. It's,
And if we can, there's gotta be a city, we could probably auction some of the stuff off, I would imagine, maybe.
It's hard to sell and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Everybody's in their own unique way, so
Yeah.
we're still looking to see if the pumps are gonna work.
Interchangeable.
What we got, if we can use electronics
Right.
out of it, the SCADAs, stuff like that, so.
Would that reduce that Sagehorn number any, do you think? Maybe?
A little, but not.
Some, not much.
But you inherit someone's problem potentially.
What's that?
But you could inherit someone's problem potentially.
Yeah.
If you try to salvage
If you
something
try
from
to-
somewhere.
yeah,
You're
exactly.
out of warranty at that point.
Yeah.
I think the cons are a lot higher than the pros.
Yep.
On trying to move
I'm
it.
trying
trying
to
to
repurpose
transfer
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
In a lot
mean,
of
both
cases.
those lifts, the building, the old plant, it's been pretty much empty for 25 years.
Right.
So can it sit another year or two? Yeah. It ain't hurting on it, just if you want the eyesore in the park, you start making it into a park
Correct.
area, so.
Yeah.
And the other one, Mickelson Road, how is that deal with Assams on that? Do we even,
he gifted it to us. I did.
so that
Right.
is on that, okay, so we.
That's our land,
So we
right?
want to leave that with the siren and power up there.
Correct.
so,
Yeah,
weather
I,
siren.
yeah. If we had to, we could leave that set there for a long time.
Yeah, it ain't hurting on it, it's not really
Right.
Yeah,
nice,
like I said,
you know.
it's
We need a little money to sterilize that so it doesn't grow weeds.
We probably, it's probably getting bad.
So this is for, that number is to do both lift stations.
Yes.
To demo them
Yes,
both,
to
yeah.
demo both.
So we could just do
One.
You could, yeah, you could reduce by doing
Yep.
Like
one.
maybe leave the
Next year,
Mickelson,
one
or
and
leave the
the-
Mickelson
another
one
year
and just
or
get
two.
rid
Or
of the
even
older.
tear down just one of the
one.
buildings down there,
Right,
like the
part.
plant part, so.
Right, yeah, yeah, so I mean, it doesn't, this is to do the whole thing, everything next year. We
Right.
don't have to do that, So
I can't picture.
we can
the
put it
numbers.
in budget and we could
I
figure
know.
out if we
It's
actually
right at
spend
the
it
curve,
when
just
the
off
time
to the
comes.
right. There's a gate there. It's flat. They took the
On the south side.
generator out, so you really gotta look.
Oh, yeah, that's the one.
You don't even know it's there,
It looks
almost.
more like it's just for the weather siren.
Correct.
That's right.
Correct.
That's what, yeah,
You don't even hardly know it's there.
yeah. That's what I'm thinking of, needs to be sterilized.
Yeah.
That doesn't look so, yeah.
Wanna bring
Can we
that
park
to-
city equipment in there?
What's that?
Can we park city equipment in there?
Yeah, sitting outside. Well, let's put a building in there.
And now we move on.
The purchase agreement.
There's the building.
And
Oh,
now,
okay.
now we move on. Yeah, don't get him thinking that. All right. Anything else we need to know on the CIP?
Do you have any more questions on the CIP?
There's
And
some
we are going to
scary-
look at this again tomorrow night in a
Right.
little more detail. It's on the agenda.
Yeah, there's some scary big numbers coming up if you look down, farther down the years.
Yes, there is, in future years.
Yike,
Oh, come on.
bad enough.
All
right.
Then the next sheet in your packet basically is an estimate of our fund balance at the end of this year. So basically, I took where we're sitting at now, looked at what we have budgeted for revenues yet to come in, what we have budgeted for expenses yet to go out. I factored on if we need to do any transfers between any accounts in there, anything, known factors in that. And if that first blue line, if you look on that, that's where I expect, if, like I said, revenues come in like we think and expenses go out like I think, where I expect us to be at the end of the year this year. And like to your point, Sean, the second blue line, that shows the number we
Okay.
should have, at a very minimum in reserves.
Right.
And
So we have like
that's-
10.
It's figured
X.
like
I mean,
3
we have-
months
Yeah, we're sitting well.
of operating expenses,
I'll
so
have
yeah.
to figure out something to do with that, though.
Don't worry.
Look at the CIP.
I did look at it, yeah.
We're saving.
I saw the
I
$28
got it.
million Western Avenue project coming up in my lifetime.
When we get,
It'll be 50 million by then.
when we get down here a ways to budget requests, I got an idea,
Oh, boy.
so.
All right, let the fun begin.
Yeah, so now's the fun, yeah. So basically, the next sheet then is staff requests, basically from the Park and Rec Board, and then what we see as staff. You know, you've got the requests from the other entities, but if you look at what the staff requests are, the Park and Recreation Board, I put in there, in total, they're requesting about $270,000. What that's gonna go to is they're looking at 2 more pickleball courts out in the park area, right next to where we got them. So that would, if we do move forward, that gives us a total of 6 courts out there with the 2, you know, we already have, the 2 we're putting in this year and 2 more. And that would be the maximum room we have, right, Craig, for that. So that would basically finish off that area that we have out there. They're also looking at doing a new basketball court in Lions Park there as well. Ours is getting pretty tattered and torn, and that would include all cement, the painting, new poles, nets, everything. That's what we're figuring there. They're also looking at just some little upgrades to the city park and Turtle Creek Park. They're talking about putting in like those little sand diggers, like play items that the kids can go on, and then doing some miscellaneous concrete work for like $7,000. We're looking at a couple of shade structures for at the pool. Probably one that will be in the larger pool on the shallower end somewhere there, and then one with the wading pool. That's about $65,000. And then some miscellaneous improvements out at Swenson Park. And what this would be partial irrigation system, some more handicap parking, like by the Flake football park area, and then some additional concrete work out there for a total of about $80,000. So that's where the $270,000 comes from.
So, I've had some initial conversations, Craig, Travis, I know, has talked to Chad Young, I've talked with him. We'd really like to get lights on one of those fields out there. I thought we'd stumbled into a pretty good deal, and all of a sudden it went upside down. Brandon, city of Brandon was taking down their light poles, and Brandon Lane from Sioux Valley said, hey, you guys can haul these, you can get them. So I asked Craig, and we said, yeah, we can get these poles for free, let's go. So I called Brandon this morning and said, hey, we're ready to go. Okay, let me call the guy at Brandon Parks Department and I'll call you back. Calls me back and he says, you're not gonna believe this. He said they had somebody from a rodeo grounds out west, snapped them, sent a truck, they're gone. So that happened from Wednesday till today. So, yeah, that was kind of too bad. Anyway, I kind of charged Brandon Lane with Sioux Valley, since they're an electric company and they're a supplier to us. I said, get your eyes out there and see what's going on. I said, if you can find them, we'll figure out a way to get them hauled. If we can get the poles for free and work a deal with Sioux Valley to set them, we could be a ways toward getting lights out on one field. So I say all of that, is that something from a council standpoint that you guys would feel comfortable if we said, hey, let's throw another, I don't know, Travis, you could probably give me a better idea. If we threw 100,000 in there, would that get us anyway? More than that, couple hundred?
Are you talking
I
on
wanna
the
say
labor side?
Get a field.
Huh?
I want to say it's close to.
I said, I thought it was
You know,
pretty
that was
pricey.
that's always been
Engineer
the
estimate.
number, but I don't know that that's the number anymore. I think it's, LED lighting has gotten cheaper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it came way down
Uh,
there. And your wiring could be
and
smaller because.
Talking with Mark Anderson, he thought we could be under $1 million. And we're doing a field in Worthington, and pretty sure they didn't spend $1 million on those lights. You can just do more with less now as well. You don't need as many.
Yeah.
And so, I think 500,000 is probably a realistic number.
Okay.
That's material.
It's half as much
labor.
as what Craig was thinking, if you look at it that way.
There you go, yeah, on the good side.
What are we lighting?
I was thinking the old good lights will have to be.
We're lighting one of the,
One ball field?
one ball field.
Oh, wow.
So about 100,000 a pole plus some electrical.
But they need a sprinkler system out there also. now.
Right.
And that's $250,000 as an alternative to.
If we do all their ADS
Yeah, all the
system.
irrigation,
I mean, if we're really honest, part of when we first got on, man, Swenson Park took a lot of our time.
Yeah.
We spent a lot of time trying to navigate how to make those improvements out there. But if we were really being honest, we should have earmarked about $23 million and just done that whole thing,
Years
Right in the
ago.
beginning,
years ago,
yeah.
right? And just been done with it. Now, that's substantially more than we probably needed. Maybe we could have got it done for 13 million. I don't remember what that number was initially, but it was big. And it was way more than the city council was willing to
Right.
tackle. You see a lot of communities that do it, and they pay the debt on it for years, and it sits there, you drive by, for months on end, and it's just empty. And a lot of other communities are pulling the trigger on it.
I know.
It is one of those things that needs to happen. We are not by any stretch excessive, flamboyant, out of our minds. There's a huge demand here for those
Amenity.
those amenities.
You're right.
I guess I was thinking, how far does a one lighted field get you? I mean,
Yeah.
if you're gonna light so you can do.
25% of the way.
Tournaments and stuff. I mean, maybe you don't need all four to the
Right.
end of the day or whatever, but if you're gonna play tournaments or something, that's why we're lighting it for, like, you need at least a couple or.
Well, I say it's Cindy because it gets us a start. It's more than what we have right now, which is nothing.
Yeah.
If I just ask Craig, I think two fields really get used out. The two Far East ones don't get much use out of, so, yeah, lights would be good for two of them. I don't know if you need all four either.
I don't know that we're ready to, I don't know that
I'd
we're
like to
ready
see them all four used more often during the day before we go
Light
lighting
'em.
them up at night.
I hear you.
I know
And
me-
unfortunately, we didn't have any tournaments this year out there.
Right.
We had the one last year, but
And,
Yeah, and that's.
and here's the other thing, and maybe we don't do anything with the budget or with the Park and Rec's request, and we leave it where it is, but we keep plowing forward. Craig's now in the loop on what we're looking at here, and maybe we'll just keep hammering away at Sioux Valley and see what we can do about getting us, getting us part of the way there.
I think irrigation would be huge.
Yeah.
Just to keep the fields, I mean.
Right,
Keep them good and playable, because we've been watering the flag football, because that gets so beat up if you don't
Right,
get watered. you know,
right.
so. And we've just been doing that with the system we put together, just the water wells.
Right.
So,
So-
Teresa, sort of a, I'm sure, a logistics question, but what happens with, you know, the money that they get for advertising on those fields? Does it go right to the city? Because it makes sense to me if they're getting advertising revenue, that it should go back, if they're doing the fundraising, it should go back into the park and recreation.
So it's all part of the general fund, you
Yeah.
can't earmark
You can't do
anybody
that.
coming in. So the money for the advertising is going to the general fund.
Sure.
And then the money you pay out to the Park and Rec Board comes out of the general fund.
Sure.
So it's up
So
to
it's
you
all
guys
the
to,
So what did
What
they,
you-
what did they bring in?
It's like 25. Duncan, was it 40? Duncan, I mean, crushed it.
I mean, they should,
It was like.
It's like
I think
close to
that should be
60.
considered.
over the next 3 years, it's like $85,000.
Over 3 years?
Yeah, over
Yeah, the
3
3-year
years.
contract.
Right.
Yeah, that's 3-year contract.
No.
75,000, something like that.
But
If you bring it in every year.
with that being, but
Yeah, it's
still,
over 3 years.
85,000, so over 3 years, it's just to say for easy math, it's 30 grand.
Well, now-
Their ask is the same as it was last year, and in theory, they've got an extra 30 grand in advertising.
Aren't they asking for less?
Yeah, they asked for 300 last year.
They asked for 270 last year, and I
And
increased
you
it
got
to
an extra,
300.
they got
I
an
increased it to
extra.
300. Yeah, I get, yeah. So
Um,
they're very conservative as well.
What's the discussion on the shade structures for the pool?
Yeah, I'd be curious about that.
There is none. There's no shade.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, there is no shade.
What,
I
is
think-
this the big canvas things, or what is it?
I think what they've looked
We're
at,
talking about more
Craig and.
Permanent
Neil.
structure that you just take the cover off, but everything else, the poles are all cement.
It'd be like some,
that.
yeah, some cement poles,
Simple.
and then some nylon, or some tarps that would go.
Like they have at Sherman Park.
That's what they're talking about, just trying to get some shade out there because.
Is it kind of like what they have at Sherman Park in Sioux Falls for the
Yeah.
And it'd be
softball
permanent
field?
poles into the ground and then like an awning and shade structure that would come out and come back. Something
It
like
gets
that.
hot
They
out
haven't
there.
spent, haven't nailed down what exactly it is.
Did they ever get the urinal thing fixed?
They did. Thank you, Craig, for getting
Uh,
the temporary.
It's not hot in the morning, we can handle it.
Oh, good.
Unless the water's cold.
I tell you what, though, that.
Except if the water's cold.
You know, as bad as people like to talk about it, I mean, I go out there with my kids, and that's a tremendous asset to the community.
It
I mean,
is.
it's amazing. And it's really not that bad. It's not a bad pool.
No.
It's just too small.
It's hard to find a pool. Just, I want a pool. You know, everybody.
Right, most of them are water parks, walking
Yeah.
tracks, or whatever you want to have.
Splash park.
Well, anyway, let's just leave it. I just wanted to throw that out because I kind of been behind the scenes working
And
on
the
that.
thing
a
is,
little
if we
bit.
ever come across something like that, you guys can allocate the money out of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
If we got
do
to a
have
point
funds
where
in
we could
reserves.
really came up with a deal, yeah.
So we wouldn't, we're not going to adjust anything?
I don't think we'd adjust it. If we find something, Keith, we'll just say, hey, we can just allocate the money and take it out of,
Could we, in good faith, increase that ask to like $1 million, and then if there's an opportunity to send a truck over to Brandon or some other community to pick up light poles, we don't have to think about it, we can just say, we got the money, let's get it done.
I'm not in favor of that.
No,
Like I said, that's up to the council.
It's
we're
just a
already
budget.
short $1 million.
It's just a budget number, as we grew our general fund by 1.5.
Yeah, I would feel more comfortable if there's an opportunity that comes across, then let's talk about it.
Craig,
It's
what do
too
you think is
late.
the most important thing over there? Is it
The staff
irrigation
request is
or the-
what's on
I think
the
she just said it's not too late.
Maybe we should.
If you were going to add an item out there, though.
I think the irrigation's gonna be one of the huge things out there.
We
They
could do an
got-
emergency
Definitely
meeting, I
be
guess we could
utilized,
do
or
48-hour
would be a
notice.
good investment as irrigation.
Then you know what? Solid Rock Recruiting and Travis Electric can make an in-kind donation to the city.
I've done
I mean,
So if-
he's looping.
You haven't done that enough,
So
have you?
if we're going to do irrigation, or at least think about it, then we're looking at, what, 250, or is it 225 or something? It was close.
It was something like
Yeah,
that,
What-
that,
Why do they have new irrigation system in here?
That's for one field.
it's just partial irrigation.
Yep, it's just for one ball field, yeah.
One ball field irrigating.
The 250 or whatever it was that they had out there was
Blind here? I'm not
all the
seeing.
fields.
The whole, yeah, the whole
Last one,
system.
last one.
Right here.
Okay.
That seems crazy.
I would think
Well,
that
that's all of
moving
those.
towards a irrigation system out there, so I think we could increase that budget. And with, especially with some of their revenue coming in and helping out. I know it's not 250,000, but
Then a person's gotta remember, when you irrigate, your water bill's going
Your
up.
water bill's gonna go up too.
Expenses,
so-
utilities are gonna start to climb, so. it's catch-22, but I mean, you need to have good grass out there on a sports complex. If you don't keep them watered and that stuff, they said they'll get tore up, you'll have a hard time getting that grass to come back to be played.
You know, whether it's soccer.
I mean,
or-
I wouldn't have a problem, especially, you know, with the fundraising that they did through the sponsorships. I mean, to keep them at, I know they're asking for 270 to keep them at 300. And then maybe we need to ask them to think bigger and get some real plans for, like, whether it's a stage plan or a big bang plan for some lights and irrigation in the upcoming years.
There's currently some rodeo grounds out West River that has nicer lights than we do.
They have poles.
They got
They have
poles.
lights on them too.
I'd be
Some
complete,
magnet lights or,
I'd be okay if we even had, bought some used poles and just get something out there, but I don't know if that's a good long-term.
That's a classic Hartford mentality. We'll just put some used stuff out there.
Well, there's nothing out there, so it'd be better
Yeah.
than not having anything.
There's new stuff out there.
Yeah.
what can we
Yeah,
designate
It's
a
good discussion.
contingency
I
fund,
appreciate
or just start putting it in, maybe if
I-
not for
I
next
feel
year,
you
or
don't.
start with
I do.
100,000 this year, then 100,000 for the following year, or? isn't that very well?
Really hard to find.
I mean, we're doing that with the pool. I mean, if you guys want to do that, a sports complex fund, we're doing, like I said, we're doing it with the pool. And if you want to designate 100,000 for sports complex improvements,
I mean, I'd like to up them to their 300, and I think encourage them to come back with some planning around those big improvements. Like realistic, you know, getting numbers and figuring out for next budget year.
I agree with the 300. I would just like to see it used more during the day to even start thinking about lighting it up at night. I mean, otherwise we're lighting it up and it's still not being used all four. I mean, I'd just like to see it used more before we start putting money
So
toward
one
lighting it.
comment that was made as I was circulating a petition would be easier access to the restrooms at Turtle Creek, like another bridge perhaps. And so I don't know, that's probably way cheaper than, but we can't put a bridge without it being engineered because it's in a floodplain.
floodplain.
It gets
I mean, that's not gonna be
expensive.
cheaper.
Might be cheaper to put a bathroom on the south
It's gonna be easier
side.
running water
Their
and
little
sewer on the
brownfield,
other
they
side.
wouldn't
than on the
have
center.
to come straight across to the,
And build a whole nother building.
Yeah.
Then-
And we've got some porta potties on the south side currently, right?
We do have porta potties there.
all right,
Super nice bridge.
all right, let's keep this,
Sidetrack.
yeah.
Okay, so we can move into other staff requests. Our street sweeper is currently 2008, so it's many years old. We've gotten a lot of good use out of it. But a new street sweeper is about time for one, is $290,000. Craig believes we can probably get $30,000 to $50,000 at auction for our old one, so just keep that in mind. We are also looking at, we'd like to replace 2 pickup trucks for the Public Works Department. These will be used trucks, but if we can, about $15,000 each, if we can get 2, you know, for $30,000, that would replace Terry's, the one he's currently using, which is a 2003, and Jesse's, which is a 2006. Craig thought we might get about $6,000 total for both of those. They're old and not in the best shape, so not a high auction item there, but we could get something probably from that.
And that 30,000 would be split with the water and the sewer, so it'd be 90,000.
Yeah, I'm just going, sorry, I should clarify that. That's 30,000 out of the general, be 30,000 with water, 30,000 out of sewer, so 90,000. Then also it's general, we're suggesting putting some money away for sewer detention maintenance. It looks like we are moving that way. We'll have to do some kind of, whether we take over new ones and have to do some mowing or whatnot. We threw in a dollar amount of 30,000, that can be adjusted. Also, we suggest putting some funds away for a possible sidewalk rebate program of some sort. We put 50,000 there, that one can be adjusted as well. Some kind of program to help people either with the maintenance with it, or to encourage them to put in new sidewalks. And we did that, I think I mentioned before, a few years ago, well, several years ago, when I kind of started with the city, we had a rebate program, and basically it kind of ended up, we paid so much of flow, but it was about 50-50. The homeowner paid 50, the city paid 50 is what it kind of came down to, but some kind of program. And then possibly doing a little bit more landscaping around our other 2 existing welcome signs. We don't have much area around them, and we're not sure how much the DOT will let us put along Highway 38, but maybe we can dress them up a little bit more too. So that should be minimal, maybe about that 7,000.
I would like the council to consider changing the detention pond number. Probably, I'm gonna drop it from what I had originally thought. I would like to see us put an extra 100,000 in that, and the sidewalk fund, rather than be 50,000, I'd like to put another 200,000 in that and make that $250,000. If we're gonna be serious about our sidewalk program, we gotta get some money in there. So I would like the council to consider, when we go to motions, that we would add 100 to the detention, 200,000 to the sidewalk program.
What's with the, just on the detention, what's with the significant?
It's a lot of
increase on that?
mowing.
Yeah. So
We don't need to spend the money, I'm just saying, let's get it in the budget, because if we get to, and we're gonna talk about detention ponds more tomorrow night, I don't wanna jump ahead to tomorrow night's agenda, but I would like, we don't have to do it, I'm just saying, I'm trying to be proactive and be ready if we are going to go forward with taking over those ponds.
So you're thinking 130 for detention ponds and 250 for.
Yes, ma'am,
sidewalks,
that's
is what
the
you're
numbers that-
suggesting.
So Craig, with that extra work, would you need another
10 guys.
person? Or two?
Robot more.
Funny
So that's-
you should ask, we've got a couple other things we want to add.
Because,
Make it to
I
the
mean,
packet.
that's a lot of work. I mean, if you're talking about adding that much money.
Correct.
Then that's probably more work than.
Again-
I would ask if Craig is doing, he's a busy guy.
I think we're really gonna get into detention ponds tomorrow night.
All right.
But
So if we need more employees.
since this is budget time, I wanted to at least have you guys think about that, because we're gonna talk about detention ponds tomorrow night, up to and including, we're gonna set up a committee from the council to talk about.
So, like I said, there's a couple other items that me and Craig have kind of talked about. One kind of spurred from the mayor, he asked about repainting the old water tower that we have here.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
kind of a glorified cell phone tower, cell tower, because that's what.
It's not glorified, it is a cell phone
We don't use
tower.
the water tower that hooked up, but
I don't
it-
see any
we
John
get,
Deere
we get
green in
money, at least money off it, because it's got a cell tower for Verizon on it.
Can you sell the naming rights to them?
I wanna pull one of our logos on there.
No, I'm 100% serious on this. I mean, if Duncan can go out there and then he can, if we can put on a shield water tower, you can see it from the Swenson Fields even. I mean, then why would we paint it? That we'll let Shields paint it. I mean, that's just an example.
I like what you're thinking, dude. I 100% am on.
How much
I'm
do
on
we
board.
get in lease from it? Doesn't matter, because it's too expensive to tear down, that's what you're gonna tell me.
I'm gonna say, it really doesn't matter, because that's the cost, is the tearing down of it. It's
Even
gonna
if you
be-
gave it to another city, it'd be hard to even give it.
We get
away.
about 20,000 a year, at least. And like I said, the costly part though is tearing it down. We figure, talked to ISG, they figure it's gonna be about 100,000 to paint it, put a roll on. And they did talk.
Because they
with-
didn't listen to me the day I
They did talk
said.
with McGuire to see if it can be done. They're so busy this year. We thought, could we do it this year, with some of our funds? And they're way too busy, so it sounds like next year would be the soonest. So maybe that's something we want to put into the budget then, if we want to do that.
That would be,
I think that 100,000 better get bumped up, because more likely you'll get
a lot of money.
bids on it.
I mean,
If it is
somebody else
100,000, it's right at our bid, of course, then,
put it in
yeah.
something that's just sitting there.
They did actually go back to McGuire and see if they'd go below the 100,000, so we could just hire them and get it done with, and they just said they were too busy, that they wouldn't be able to get it done, so.
Yeah. Nobody listens to me when I said, what did I tell them that day they were here? Nobody listens.
It sounds like a senior project,
But is there
painting
anything
the water tower.
about selling the naming rights to that water tower? Could we if you wanted?
And if you can get somebody to do it, we could do it.
I think it'd
would
be
no
I wanted
different
to
than
have
putting-
I
another
didn't know if there had
Hartford
been one.
Live Lively logo on it. Okay?
Hartford Live Lively. So Hartford Live Lively on the south side and naming rights on the north side,
Can.
facing the field.
I'd be okay with that, but facing this highway, I wanted to say Hartford Live Lively.
But the neon you know, I mean, it's like.
Nobody listens to me.
Colored lights.
I was gonna say, let's get more creative. Let's light that thing up.
No, let's get it pink, not blue, let's get it white. Oh, nobody listens to me. Nobody listens to me.
Okay, and so the last consideration that, we have one more consideration that's not on there that me and Craig have been talking about, came up last week. So we have a part-time public works person that's been with 3 years now, 2 years now, that does an excellent job. Usually, they quit at the end of the summer, and they've been working part-time in school, or going to school, and or working at school too. This year, they said if we ever have an opening in the city, they were wondering if we consider keeping them on, and they're a good worker. Like you said, we are getting busier, they don't need their handheld, they see something needs to be done, they do it. I think it would be an excellent time to bring another person on the public works. We do have Terry who's still going, I'm not sure how
Is Terry
long he is
full-time?
going to
He's
continue to
full-time,
be
right?
with
He's
the
part-time.
city.
Is he part-time?
When we need somebody, it seems like it's hard to find somebody. Now we have an opportunity to, someone who's been working 2 years, knows what to do, has initiative to do it. I think it'd be a wonderful
I
time.
think I know what you're
to-
talking about, and I've interacted with that person, and they were very good at, you know, doing something on Main Street. So I think I know what you're talking about, but is there enough, I mean, the question is, right, I mean.
You obviously got
if you
enough
take
work.
on, You know,
Right.
We'd be busy. I mean, yeah, definitely during the spring, fall, summer, you know, summer, fall.
Yeah.
But in the wintertime, there's always stuff to do, maintenance and that stuff, and
Yeah.
different things like that.
As we're growing, and if
And it
we're
would be
gonna
nice
be
to keep that
taking
street
on
sweeper
different
just
spots and more work,
running
I
every
mean, what
day.
we're gonna
I
need.
love clean streets.
Well,
Yeah.
this person would be a very strong future employee for the town, so.
Okay.
And I think we could budget 50,000 into next year's budget.
Because there's already some money in the budget for the part-time
Right,
salary.
right.
So include
So
the
if we
part-time
just add
salary in
that.
that,
Yep.
kind of gets them to full-time.
Would that eliminate some of the need for part-time employees in the summer? I mean.
It just depends on how the city
Yeah.
keeps growing. I mean,
Okay.
Yeah. Now,
We have our
mowing
time.
we got, dang, that's.
we don't get any of
Mowing
our
we
stuff
wet.
done until after the mowing season's done, everything like that. And
Right.
so now we're just trying to get caught up from just the summer activities that we've been taking care of and doing, so.
Yeah.
Do we ever spray any growth retardant on our grass?
I haven't.
Growth retardant.
No, we only
I know
fertilize.
stuff that slows it down.
Yeah, I know they do, yeah.
Yeah.
I've never tried it.
Okay.
Not raining slows it down though, too.
Well, yeah, it's a drought slows it down.
Yeah, if you don't have water.
All right.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a no-brainer.
I'd say the consensus is that, yes, you guys could probably add that into the budget, and nobody's gonna,
Before we look at it again. put
We're
it in.
always open to hiring good people.
yeah.
Perfect. Well, we'll have further discussion about this year at our next
Tomorrow night.
meeting, tomorrow
Yeah.
night.
Okay?
This will take care of 20. Okay. So now, here comes the fun part of the evening, where you guys, the next sheet is the requests that were presented to you guys last month from the other entities.
Yep.
So now the discussion is, what do you want to add into the budget? And Karen's got her little spreadsheet
Yeah,
up there to
so
kind of
mine,
help
is it
tell you
up
where
there?
we're at.
Is it showing?
Yep.
Yeah.
So this top line, I have each of the funds, the sewer, the water, the third penny, and the
Yep.
general. This top line is, when we look at what Teresa's put in her reports, the excess revenue over expenses.
They're on this screen, Scott.
Scott,
They're on this
It's on
screen,
this
yeah.
TV here, and I don't have that
come over here if
connected.
you want to.
Yeah, you can pull it
Pull
out.
it out.
Just like the good old days.
My screen won't change.
We have this to help
Yeah.
better than what we had in the old days.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay, so that first line is where we're sitting with the budgets Teresa just presented. So in the general, where revenues are exceeding expenses, third penny, same, water, same. Sewer, we are the opposite, and a lot of that has to do with those capital projects that Teresa has in there for the CIP. So, and then this area, as you guys make your motions, I'll subtract out, and it'll have a running balance of where we're at with those funds.
Got
And
it.
then at the bottom here, we have on the sheet where Teresa projected what our fund balances would be at the end of this year. That's these numbers here, these beginning balances for 2027. and then it'll pull in the over, under what we have left after your guys' motion, and
Right.
then show us what our ending reserve would be.
Got
So
it.
you kind of have a running total in your head.
All right.
Where's the big, how did the beginning, okay, the beginning reserve is at 67 because that's a percentage of the total in the general, correct?
No, that was like.
That's what I just, so where we're at with cash now, what we expect to get in and what we
Yeah.
expect to pay out.
Oh, yeah. Yep, there,
That's-
67.
that's
Where we
Yep.
expect to be at the end of the year.
Yep, there it is.
So I'm kind of trying to show you where we would end up at the next year based on,
So we need to start with the city and park and rec requests.
Start anywhere you want
anywhere you
to.
want.
And remind me,
Start with city.
like for park and rec, do we have to go item by item or just the total?
You can do the total.
Last year Travis did just the total.
Because they come back to you to get funds released for projects.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just a motion, second, and a vote, or?
Yep. Yep. Like I said, and this just kind of puts it into our budget worksheet. We will actually pass an ordinance next month.
Okay, so if we're going back, we go back to the city and park and rec ones, right? We have to do those also?
Yeah.
Yep,
Since
yep,
they're
yep,
not-
that's not in.
They're not in the budget
Yeah, so,
per
I'd
se.
start with, I'd make a motion to put $290,000 into the budget for the new streets. Or no, do we need to do streets altogether?
Or you could do this whole,
Are you starting down there at streets or at the?
I was gonna start there, but
you could do the, can you do the
So
whole park and
The
rec?
park and rec board, you can do all together because it's one line
Or
item on
the
the
street,
budget.
or the staff request.
The things under staff requests, if you can do, for the sweep or for the,
Right.
the pickups or for, that's easy because some
Right.
of those are split between.
also I was gonna
departments.
say, I thought we talked about doing landscaping altogether for all the signs this year.
Yeah. So you release funds to do the landscaping, the one along Highway 38 to the east, but we haven't.
I thought when I
funding for-
asked why we were just doing that one.
Because we don't want to jump into anything, it's landscaping.
Can't we just do it this year and do them all
And that
at
is
once?
something you can do
You can
if you
do it.
guys,
Yeah.
if you want to make, at an
It seems
council
silly to
meeting,
break it up.
It's only, like I said, it's minimal, so
Yeah.
if you guys
I'm-
want to look at doing it this year.
I'm just gonna say, I think that should just get done all at the same time. So I'm gonna go back to my motion for the new street sweeper for 290,000.
All right, we have a motion on the floor for 290,000 for the new street sweeper. Do we have a second for that?
I'll second that.
Any discussion?
Quick question, how bad is the current one we have? Because I just don't know about anything.
There's a lot of moving parts on them, you just don't know
Okay.
when they're gonna break. I mean, it's 2008, it's got hours on it. It's one of those, I mean, it's well taken care of, but you just
So
don't
probably a
know.
good time to sell it before something major.
Right now, you'll still get some money out of it.
And we've had it since
We bought it
2008?
brand new in 2008.
Okay.
There's a rodeo arena out west River that's been looking for.
Stop with the rodeo.
Yeah,
Hey,
truck will
stop with the
travel.
rodeo already. Okay, any other discussion? If not, we'll vote. Schilling.
Yes.
Horacek.
Yes.
Keel.
Yes.
Bowen.
Yes.
Mattson.
Yes.
Carlson.
Yes.
All right?
Motion to approve 30,000 for 2 additional trucks for public works
Second.
Out of each fund.
Out of each fund.
out of each. Yeah.
Second again.
Yep. Okay. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote. Carlson.
Yes.
Mattson.
Yes.
Bowen.
No.
Keel.
Yes.
Horacek.
Yes.
Schilling.
Yes.
All right? Then we'll see the brick wall we hit now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna switch gears and I'm gonna jump down and I'm gonna approve $238,500 for the 4 requests, those being Humboldt Ambulance, Hartford Fire and Rescue, Gateway Hartford Inc., and Downtown Hartford Inc., as presented from the general fund.
Second.
Can I?
All right, so the motion is 32.5 for Humboldt Ambulance, 100,000 for Hartford Fire, 6,000 for Downtown Hartford, and 100,000 for Gateway Hartford, for a total of
$238,500.
Yep.
Can I ask a question?
Yep. Do we have a second? Yeah.
I second.
Okay, go ahead.
Why can downtown Hartford go under third penny?
Yes, because it's marketing for the city. Promotional.
I mean, yeah.
Why don't we move it there since it's restricted with the other,
And
like
you
we did
can,
the other things?
I mean,
Move to amend my motion to be $232,500 for the three entities, Humboldt Ambulance for $32,500, Hartford Fire and Rescue for $100,000, Gateway Hartford Inc. for $100,000.
Second, clarifying question on that. So yeah, just to clarify, we can use a third penny for DHI, correct? That's marketing our city
you know, as long as they're doing stuff for promotions.
promotion.
they
I
can-
just wanted to clarify that, but yes.
Yeah, I think that we can argue that.
I'm just
they
curious
want
why
third
we,
penny.
I guess I'm just
We've
curious why
always
that
done that
wasn't.
downtown because they've done various things. But I think this year's request is marketing and promotion, so you can definitely put it under third penny.
Okay.
I mean, they put up lights before and stuff like that, so it wasn't always promotions, but this year's request is marketing.
Yeah,
So I
okay.
think it can definitely come out of third penny.
Sometimes we're just, it's only as good as the information we're provided, right?
Correct.
All right.
32.
Any more discussion on this one?
32, fine, yeah.
Any more discussion? None. We'll vote. Schilling.
Yes.
Parachik. Yes. Keel.
Yes.
Bowen.
Yes.
Mattson.
Yes.
Carlson.
Yes.
So
All right.
just to clean that up, I'd make a motion to approve $6,000 from our third penny sales tax for downtown Hartford Inc.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote. Carlson.
Yes.
Mattson.
Yes.
Bowen.
Yes.
Keel.
Yes.
Parachik.
Yes.
Schilling.
Yes.
All right.
Can I ask a question on the pickleball courts?
Sure.
Quick, because we just built two more, so probably just me being dumb, I mean, I'm not out there all the time. Travis, you might have information, obviously, your wife being on this, I don't want. Are those getting used a lot? It's like, 6 is a lot, and so, do we,
It's 12 people is really all, that's only, if you have 6 courts, you're only catering to 12 people. And so I've seen the current courts, well, they haven't been busy because they're not painted yet, but
You know, they're getting done now, but I think, from what I've been hearing, I mean, when I see the summertime, they're busy.
I think
But
the park
do
courts
see-
are being busy.
I do hear
Okay.
people say that they see them busy all the time.
okay. And I'm sure the park and rec is tied in, so yeah, they're, yeah. Okay.
Did you do the addition on the lump on that second bunch on third penny?
Not yet, you just did the one, the,
DHI just to kind of clean
Well,
it.
since you took us back to Park and Rec, I'd make a motion to approve $300,000 for the Park and Rec board for the upcoming year.
Second.
Any discussion on this one?
I'd like to make an amendment to that, if possible. I would like, I think it would be nice to have a camera in that area, actually pointing on these courts. I don't know, we got cameras pointing, you know, at the playground stuff, I think is where the newest one is at. It would be nice, you know, to approve that, but also to have a line, you know, for, maybe we don't even have to have a line item, but it would be nice to have a camera in that vicinity of what's going on there.
Well, with that motion, they'll have $30,000 extra.
Right, so
I
not
think
really
that
an
would be
amendment, just
something
a
to
comment to
get to
communicate
one,
to
let the
them,
board
yes.
know. I mean, Keith's on the board,
Cameras are
Eric's on the
on
board.
target.
But that,
Yeah.
really, that should be under park
Clocking, right?
maintenance and stuff like
Right.
that.
Right,
Our-
would that-
our-
Right, because that's how we paid for the other.
Right, out of the
cameras.
park and rec.
Out
Right.
of-
Not out of the park and
Out
rec
of the
board.
city's actual.
City's park
Oh,
budget.
gotcha, oh, the city's park
Yeah.
budget, okay.
I don't think it's
Is this
capital
just more for-
improvement. This is more of a maintenance of the
The
parks.
cameras are, yeah.
They are, okay, that makes sense, okay.
And we
All right.
do have miscellaneous funds in there, so I think we can cover an extra camera if that's the route we want to go.
Yeah,
Any other discussion? So the motion and second was 300 grand, correct?
Yep.
All right. Hearing none, we'll vote. Schilling.
Yes.
Parachik.
Yes.
Keel.
Yes.
Bowen.
yes.
Mattson.
Yes.
Carlson. All right.
A little late again.
Better late than never.
All right.
Okay, so we did pickups, we did that, we're moving landscaping back to this year.
So I missed budget, I missed the special budget meeting with these groups. And I was just curious, because some of the amounts are more and some of the amounts are less, and HADF is 35 instead of 25. Like, what, can someone?
Yeah, we have some additional information on that. Blair happened to call in, correct?
Yeah, well, he emailed me about the meeting tonight, seeing if they had to be present again. I said, well, you presented your request,
Right.
last month, so that's, we don't anticipate, any
There was-
discussion with it.
Yeah.
We wanted to clarify, because Art had asked me, so they requested 35,000. 25,000 would be for an ED director, like we're doing this year.
The contract.
We wanted to clarify, are they asking 25,000 for them to pay their share, and then the city's got to pay another 25,000 to SMGA? Or is that 25,000 the city's share? And he did clarify, it's just the city's share. The
Right.
HADF intend to pay their 25,000.
They're gonna cut a check for 50,000.
Yes, they're writing a check for
We're gonna
50,000.
give them 25.
They're getting 25 from us, and they're gonna take out of their own reserves the other 25. So
Correct.
it is,
Okay.
they're not expecting the city to pay the full 50. And then, from what I remember, the other 10,000 was operating expense, I guess you say, for their mowing costs up there. Isn't that what they
That's-
requested?
that's accurate,
At the
yeah.
meeting? Yeah.
For mowing where?
Up at the
All the
their
land
industrial
up there.
All
park.
that industrial park.
Yeah.
So then I have a quick question. Earlier in the expenses, there was like a 15,000 in fees that we pay for them to maintain
The detention
the
pond.
detention pond that is not being maintained.
Correct.
And now 10,000 is being asked for expenses for mowing.
Correct.
They're gonna use a chunk of that this week.
So, just to kind of bring you up, they have not been mowing.
Right.
They've been sent 3 letters about mowing. We have gotten no reply whatsoever, not even why they can't do it or whatnot. And so they've gotten the 3 letters, they've gotten a fine, still haven't done it, and timeframes to get stuff done, haven't contacted us. So we have a work order in for the guys to go up there and mow it, and we will bill them.
And
But
now
we're
they're
already
asking us to
paying
pay for it.
Yeah, no, sorry.
Yeah, next year.
So,
That's disappointing.
so with that information in hand, it's just, the 25,000 that we're paying for this year for the ED is, it's TBD really. We don't know if that's gonna work, not work, but I don't think we wanna not budget that for next year.
No,
'cause we
I'm
don't
all
know.
for the,
But
I would make a
I have no
motion.
problem, okay.
Yeah, I would make
I'll
a
shut up.
motion, I would make a motion for 25,000 for half of the cost for the SMGA part-time economic director to HADF out of the third penny fund.
Okay,
second.
all right,
And we requested 35, correct?
right.
What about 35?
They
I'm not-
requested
I'm not-
35,
I'm
but
not
she's
going for
motioning
35,
for
I'm going for
25.
25.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. Any discussion?
I would, yeah. So have not responded to any letters up until today.
Oh, they're not even
Responded
today.
at all.
They haven't responded
We're
to
just,
that.
we're
We
just
got
going
a
in
work
and
order today.
They have a deadline.
The response was the city created a work order to do the work.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
So should this amount be 65.5?
No.
Michelle just motioned for the
Just do that
HADF
line.
alone.
She's just doing that line
Yeah,
only,
only that
25.
line item
Okay.
for now.
Any other discussion? This is for 25 for HADF, correct, Michelle?
Yes,
Okay.
and again, that is contingent upon the fact of whether or not, we
Yeah, well,
continue
yeah,
to
sure.
work with
Yeah,
them.
it's just putting it in the
Correct.
budget, whether we pay
Yeah.
it out, that's another.
Right. All right, hearing nothing else, we'll vote. Carlson?
Yes.
Mattson?
Yes.
Bowen?
Yes.
Keel?
Yes.
Horace?
Yes.
Shelley?
Yes.
Okay? So that leaves Jamboree, Hometown Christmas, Chamber, back up at the top, the detention ponds and the sidewalk fund.
Do we have another group in town that requests money from us that's so difficult to work with? Okay, enough said.
I was curious why the chamber is less.
Oh,
Good
they
luck
said
in your
they're
budget, right?
able to be
They're
more
getting to be
self-sufficient.
self-sufficient,
Yes,
which is great.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
yep.
The other changes are pretty nice.
Did we approve those three?
No, just
No, we got
ATF.
Oh, okay.
Jamboree, Hometown Christmas and Chamber
Can
are
we do
still
those as a
pending.
group?
Yep. I'll motion for that we pass the Jamboree Days, Hometown Christmas, and Chamber of Commerce for the amounts requested, which would be $40,500.
That's good math, Pete.
Do we have a second?
I'll second. Okay.
Okay, we got 2 seconds. Okay, any discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote. Schilling.
Yes.
Prachek.
Yes.
Keel.
Yes.
Bowen.
Yes.
Mattson.
Yes.
Carlson.
Yes.
Okay, then the only 2 things left on this list is the
The detention pond and
ponds and the
sidewalk.
sidewalks.
I don't want to get into detention, if you could, because it is a significant increase, because it's 100,000 in addition to 30, right?
Yep.
And I wasn't at the
Yeah.
It's a significant, increase of where it was originally budgeted. So
That's
it'd be helpful to have a little bit, and maybe Craig, you can speak to this as well. Yeah, because it'd be 130,000 versus 30. Maybe I'm just totally oblivious of like what goes, like, are we looking at some detention ponds that need to be like dredged out?
There's gotta be a whole-
Dredged out?
Yeah,
No,
it should be.
I'm not looking at, but yeah.
So Sean, this detention pond is so new for all of us, taking them
Right.
over. If we're gonna take them over, we have no idea what kind of expense we're gonna get into them at this time. I mean, we're,
It's not just mowing and cutting down the weeds, you're saying?
And there's guidelines that are gonna have to be put in place. We're gonna, and again, I don't wanna jump ahead to tomorrow night's meeting, because I think, and maybe I jumped the gun, maybe we just throw that away for now.
It's just a
What would
budget.
that buy like one robot mower? That
I don't
sits
even
high
think-
enough
I don't
to
even
mow a
think we're at
flat.
I don't think we're at robot mowers yet, but good luck.
I'm at robot mowers, speak for yourself.
But they gotta be shaped up before they can be
Right.
robot mowed.
yeah, we're. yeah,
Well,
we're
will we
still
be
doing-
taking over a new one next year? I mean, if they've gotta be shaped up, then that, I agree, then it's pointless, but,
I think when we came up with the 30,000 was just what we thought it was going to take if Jan's Corporation gets theirs
A
turned
new
over
one.
to us. And we're taking over a newer.
to mow.
Yeah, to mow it and keep it cleaned up and that stuff.
So I'll ask again, how much is a high
I
set?
priced one a few years ago, just had a salesman come on, I actually couldn't even watch him, I had to head out of town, but, they make one, I think it's around that 40 to 50,000, but it's all remote control, and it's on, so it's light, it's, but I don't, it was new at the time, I don't know if they work, so, that's the other thing, I mean, it's, we don't, what's it?
Does the school have one?
There's that little tiny.
They got a little
dustbuster
one.
Oh, just a little,
And it don't work either.
And I
So they're
don't,
tandem mowing out there.
I don't think a remote control mower does what especially in something like a detention pond. You're probably gonna have somebody there watching it anyway.
But Arden, just a quick question, and without going too deep into this.
Yep.
You're planning for, and I understand it's just a budget, but would this also be with potentially existing ones, right? Is that's part of your logic behind that increase?
Correct,
Okay.
but, hey, I'm used to disappointment, so whatever. That's the nature of being mayor. I'm used to
I
disappointment.
have lots of opinions, I'll say for another time.
Yep, save them for
I'll
another
make a
meeting.
motion.
The only thing I would think is if there is a brand-new one that meets standards that we set, that we would have to maintain, what are we spending to maintain it? And if it's a mower or
The
something that we can
engineers,
plan for, I'm all for it, but if it's just like,
We've had quite a few discussions with the mayor, staff, and ISG, and they've got it kind of broken down what they figured man hour is gonna be, what it's gonna take to do maintenance on it, what it's gonna take if you have to clean it out every so often.
So,
There's all kinds of numbers.
but
out there.
so with this, the maintenance includes the mowing, all of that, but we don't even track you know, how much time you know, we don't even track internally how much we spend on mowing. We don't even track right now.
That's a great question.
That's
So
right.
So I've talked about that before, like a tracking thing, like we don't even know how much time we spend up mowing. We have an idea.
So when you cut a work order to go do this mowing tomorrow,
That will be.
that will be tracked.
That'll be tracked, yeah.
That will be tracked, but not our,
Normal
you know,
stuff.
on the normal stuff. And I think,
Not the day-to-day.
yeah, I brought that up, and that's
Yeah,
that's not, maybe I can make that
I
a
mean-
budget item, but,
Yeah, we can talk tomorrow. I guess.
yeah.
If we know something specific we'll need, maybe to take over one that's
Right.
in a standard, I would be interested in putting something in. If it's just like,
I think Craig said a mouthful when he said, so brand new to us. I don't know that we know yet, what we don't know.
I'll make a motion to pass, for the, storm sewer detention maintenance, I'll make a motion to pass that to budget up to $75,000.
I'll second.
Okay, any more discussion on that? Hearing none, we'll vote. Carlson?
Yes.
Mattson?
no,
Bowen?
Yes.
Keel?
Yes.
Horacek?
Yes.
Shelley?
yes.
All right.
I'm so glad I'm not the only no vote.
I just, it's
up in the
I
air,
don't know
but-
what it's for.
But this, well, I think this conversation will bring up a good point of like, and I brought it up in the past of, I think, you know, like I'm sure Travis, you run a service-based business, you know how long each one, I mean, you know, if somebody comes and does an outlet, that's all tracked, it's time, so you know if you're profitable or not. You have a general idea, but I think it brings up a discussion that we won't get into now, but just to plant seeds. It would be nice to automate some of our maintenance. I mean, to at least time keep and track some of it, just so we have an idea, so when you come to budget, hey, we spent 100 hours mowing detention ponds, you know, it would be nice, and I know it'd be
I mean, we do
but here's the thing, it's a
separate it
pain.
by, so much time is in the park, so much time is in the street
Yep.
department, so much time is out doing the sewer and water, so we
Right.
are doing it by department.
Is that tracked on like a
Specific track-
software though? Or is that, how is that tracked?
It's either.
It's manual.
It's manual.
Which is pretty
manual,
manual no
yeah.
matter what.
But
Let's
doing
spend
All right.
specific
Motion
tasks-
to, I'd like to motion to, take 100,000, budget 100,000 from the general fund towards the sidewalk rebate program.
Second.
Any discussion?
Yes. I don't know, because I'm not on the sidewalk group where
We're
we're
meeting
at,
next week.
but is there some chance, there's some places where we're just gonna put one in? Does it all have to be in this rebate program? Or can we put some just towards sidewalks to be used either to place them on a, so I heard as I was walking around getting my signatures from our neighborhood over in Ward 3, you cannot get to the school, you know, on Fider. There's 2 lots with no sidewalk. Like, why can't we just put that in?
So I think if you're gonna make people put a sidewalk in a lot, you're gonna have to do it through an ordinance, because the conversations we've had in the past with the city attorney is, you start picking and choosing, that this landowner has to put it in, this one doesn't. What's your reasoning
What if
behind it? And
we just
could-
put it in? If we go up to the
Oh,
homeowner and
we
say,
pay-
hey, we want to put
Well,
a
I think that
sidewalk.
maybe you're opening a can of worms of why the city put it in the sidewalk for this person and not for me. I
I
mean,
can
it's,
answer that.
it's a
I
very
can
political
answer that
topic,
question.
but.
I mean, it's right
And I'm not
down
against them,
the
I'm all for
school.
sidewalks everywhere, but I think
Yeah.
the best way to do it is to enact an ordinance that if you own a lot, right now it's, if you own a lot, if you build on it, you have to put a sidewalk. Or maybe
No,
it's
I'm-
if you own a lot, and it's
I
developed
get it.
next
I
to it
know
or
where we're at.
anything, however we want to frame that, put in ordinance and that would make them have to do it.
So
I'm just
that
thinking
we're
of
going
something that
after-
happens in a year instead of 3.
So, first year we decided, after that grant, we did Mickelson Trail to connect that area through there. And then I think we're talking about going after another grant
Yeah,
to
really.
connect some of these ones in that, make them from one side of town to the other, at least on one side of the street.
Well, to
So
get,
there's
to
like
get to the
5-year
schools,
program to get
because
them
that,
to go
that.
around.
One side of
program
town's
is
great,
across the
but that's
school.
like 2 blocks from the school, or a block from the school, and there's
Yeah.
no sidewalk.
And I think that's a sidewalk we've identified.
And
in
there's,
a
the
possible
sidewalk on
grant.
the other side of the street is not even walkable. It's so deteriorated.
Yeah. Yep.
So I guess that's my question, when it's labeled this specifically for rebate.
Well, we can change the title.
Yeah, I mean, that's just.
That's
We
kind
can
of-
vote on this, and
Some
then
sidewalk
depending
program.
upon how it shakes out, we can make another motion.
That's just a personal thought as I was thinking about this.
Yeah, I
because-
mean, that's just like, I mean, it could just be for some kind of sidewalk improvement program.
Right. And
whatever
I think
that
it's a
may
good
be.
first step as the committee starts to probably have some ideas. I mean, I think it's a good first step.
Well, give some, yeah, some
There's some
funding
money
in there
there.
for it, yeah.
We can take out the word rebate and just call it Fund for Sidewalk Program.
Yeah, we're,
Hartford Sidewalk Program,
I mean, it's
whatever.
not gonna be worded this.
I'm just trying to plan, I'm just trying to plan ahead. I think as mayor, that's what I'm supposed
I'm
to do.
okay with either passing this
Okay,
and I'll
that's
make
what I-
another motion or
Just call the vote, man.
Changing it.
I'm asking you to call the vote.
Yeah, okay, we had a motion and a second, we're gonna call the vote. Schilling,
What was this, how much?
100,000, I think, is what she ended up on. Or whoever made the
I made the
motion.
motion.
Travis made the motion.
100 total.
100 total, not 100 extra,
Okay.
right? You didn't mean to go 100 extra.
100 total, not,
And
Yeah,
you-
100 total. I
It's for the
understand.
sidewalk program.
Dang
right?
it.
We're talking about rebate.
no, right now it's for the rebate.
Right?
Yes.
Horacek,
Yes.
Keel,
yes.
Bowen,
Yes.
Mattson,
Yes.
Carlson.
I gotta go no.
Okay,
All right.
Yes, good.
so do you want to change
Motion
that?
to allocate $50,000 from the general fund for sidewalk improvements around the community.
Second.
Oh,
Wait, hold up now. What now? Say that again?
Yeah, just sidewalk improvements, not a rebate
Not a
program.
rebate program.
right.
Because let's say that group doesn't come to any kind of a consensus, right? You know, no, it just hasn't happened thus far.
Yep.
Not, it's a different group.
Right.
At any rate, this still gives the city $50,000 to put those sidewalks in that Cindy was discussing, that she
And
had
you motioned
addressed.
for 50,000.
50 grand
Additional
to do
for
that.
sidewalk.
Just put some sidewalks in where we need them, if we get the landowners.
What is it, yeah, and I like it, oh, sorry, it's not discussion time, because I,
What was the motion in second?
oh, there
I
was a
second,
second,
yeah.
okay, and I don't even know how much a sidewalk costs. Generally speaking,
You're looking at about $7 to $8 a square foot, and they're 5 foot wide, so you're looking at about $40 a running foot, so,
50,000 will get
100
you.
foot lot, it cost you $4,000.
yep.
Right.
The other thing I was gonna say, I mean, the rebate, I'm
It's a lot
all
of
for the
sidewalks.
rebate program too, but realistically, like, we have to pass the ordinance, set up the criteria, educate the public, and then how long are they gonna have to come into compliance? Like, I would die if we spent $100,000 next year on a rebate.
It's just a budget, it's a
Yeah.
line item.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I would like
Yep.
the other money as well.
If we don't use it there, we'll use it somewhere else. Just trying to get that general fund number to 0.
All right, any other discussion? Let's vote. Carlson,
Yes.
Mattson.
Yes.
Bowen,
yes.
Keel.
Yes.
Horacek,
Yes.
Schilling.
Yes.
Okay, so sidewalk team, now you got 150,000. I didn't get you the 250, but
I
we
would
got
make a
closer.
motion to change the name from the side, from the, I'm gonna make a motion here quick, just because everyone else is. I'm gonna make a motion to change it from the sidewalk rebate program to the Walk Hartford Initiative.
So this isn't really a name of anything.
Okay.
Just money.
Just in my list to,
Okay, well, the
we want
motion's out
money
there.
for this.
Okay.
So-
Go down the
so
line item
we can-
on the
we-
sidewalk.
we
So I
can
guess I
let- we
can't
can
make a
let
motion
the-
on name change.
We can let the committee decide how they want to name it.
That'd be a city council motion.
I would, yeah, I don't think. we
Okay,
can
so that one's
vote for
getting
it.
canceled out. That one's not in the.
Yeah, I
That
don't
one won't
think
be
we
in the
need it. We can let
Minneapolis
the committee
Messenger.
decide.
They'll
what
die.
they
Okay.
want.
Die Unless you for wanna be lack on of the a committee. second.
Oh,
Go
yeah.
ahead.
I made, you know what you know where my opinion, and I got,
Okay.
I got
Okay.
chewed out by one of my neighbors for my opinions on
What
that.
haven't we addressed?
The landscape around the two.
No,
lots.
No,
we're
we're
gonna do that
moving
this
that.
year, right?
We're gonna do that.
Decided 7,000 this
Come
year.
on,
We're just
man.
gonna get it done.
Yeah.
Water tower.
Painting the water
Okay.
tower, the old water tower.
Painting of the water tower.
What else can we spend third penny on?
I would be curious if there's any appetite on the,
Fireland, promotion,
Taking the water
put up
tower,
a committee.
advertising.
I'd be curious if
I
there's
guess
any
put the
appetite.
logo on. I don't know.
On those signs, on those two signs, I'm in favor of doing some landscaping. I would also love to see, because there's only words on one side of the sign, and I can't imagine it's too expensive to put something else. Like, so, like as you're driving out of Western, I don't know, it's just kind of weird, like as you're driving, you just see like this sign, but there's no words as you're driving south.
Instead of thanks for stopping in Hartford
Yeah,
or
just,
something like that.
yes, something like that.
Get the flock out of here.
Or
Yes.
we'll leave, so like, we'll leave the land.
Yeah, something. Because it's weird, like if you look on Western as you're driving out, there's nothing there on that.
38, you don't have to.
All right, this is budget. We know we're gonna move that this year and get it done. Anything else that we need to address?
What about the lift station stuff? Can that be put in the sewer fund?
Yeah.
What do you mean the lift station?
So
It's
stage one lift
already-
station,
it's already
tab?
in the sewer fund.
It's already in
Is
there.
that in there?
It's
Unless
in
you
the
guys decide.
Oh, you left it in, okay.
Yes, that was, everything is on the CIP I put into the budget.
I
So
just,
that's
those
already in there.
restricted funds, I guess if we have projects in the future, we can draw from there, but I just.
What are we missing here?
Did we
So
set
the
funds
water tower
aside
and
for
then,
pool?
a public.
The water tower, is that a real thing?
I'd like to budget 100,000 from our general fund for the water tower.
Do you want it out of general fund or out of
The
water?
water
Maybe out of the
fund.
water fund.
Let's do it out of the water fund.
I'd like to take 100,000 out of the water fund to improve our water tower
The water tower that's not in use.
cosmetics.
Well,
Did we put anything aside for the pool again?
No, not yet. You have it?
Do I have a second?
Do we have a second on?
No, I got it.
Oh, sorry.
I'll second it.
Okay, any discussion?
so is there any way we could get some, look for funding to paint it though? To take out
Yeah.
that 100,000?
I think
Yeah.
it will be a great debate before that money gets
Yeah,
spent.
absolutely.
Since we're.
That doesn't, yeah,
Let's
that
just
doesn't
put it
say we
into
can
budget.
only spend it. Yeah, we can.
You should have been here when the engineers tried to
Since
talk
we're in
me out of
discussion
this
time,
deal.
Mayor, you know I love you, but since we're in discussion time, unless if, I don't see that as a wise use of money. It's a water tower that's not in use. It doesn't really appear to be an eyesore, it's kind of hidden. So I'm definitely not in
hidden.
favor of even budgeting that money at all.
Okay,
for
vote
water-
no then.
Oh, I know, hold up, I want this seat.
Man, I'll tell you.
Water tower.
This isn't a podcast, Sean.
I know it's not a podcast, but we're in discussion time.
Yep, go ahead.
And I don't think that's a wise use of money, so that's why
Okay.
I'm going to vote no.
Perfect. So I have a motion and a second on the table for 100,000 for water tower beautification.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can we call it that?
No, we have to make a motion for that.
No, we called it, he added some word.
Water tower improvement.
Improvement.
Cosmetic improvements.
Okay. Hearing no other discussion, we'll vote. Carlson?
Yes.
Mattson?
Yes.
Bowen?
No.
No. Yeah. Keel?
Yes.
Horacek?
Yes.
Schilling?
Yes.
Oh, my Lanta.
All right, Michelle.
What do we want to put toward the
We can put a pool
pool?
in
Sure,
there.
we can shoot it down.
Yes, I
I
do.
also think
We
those
just budgeted
public
100 grand
works
for a water tower
employee,
that's not in use.
a public works employee.
Yes, that too.
50,000,
Keith?
probably at least 50,
I'm gonna need your
55,000.
back on that.
There's
I'll make
room
a
for that.
motion.
These people seem pretty
Hold on.
encouraged.
I'll make a motion to add 50,000 to come out of the general fund to have our part-time employee potentially go to a full-time employee.
And this can be split three ways too, because that person will be involved. in
Perfect.
all that,
Oh,
so-
perfect.
Can you say that
Split-
again?
I
Split
said It can be split between the three
Split
departments.
between the three
Three
funds.
entities, yeah.
I'll
General water sewer.
And Keith seconded. Split three ways, okay? Any discussion? Thank you, Michelle. That's- Go
I
ahead.
would say, because obviously that person has to go through a formal interview.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
Oh,
definitely.
This is
So
just
it's
budgeting the
funds in
money.
the budget.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, so up to 50,000.
We'll, yeah,
Okay,
we'll be in the budget for next year, and we'll have discussion this year yet, well.
okay.
All right. I see Karen's trying to make the numbers work. but
Struggle
it's
nuts.
not- It's not working. Take that out. Oh, wait, no.
You're gonna wanna undo.
All right. While she's working on the numbers, we'll vote.
I'm trying to
Schilling.
figure it,
Yes.
there we go.
Horacek?
Yes.
Keel?
Yes.
Bowen?
Yes.
Mattson?
Yes.
Carlson?
Yes.
Okay.
There we go.
I would make a motion to put $100,000 earmarked for future pool in the general fund.
Second.
Any discussion?
How much money do we have in there right now?
200,
We have 200 in there?
That's 200
enough
right
for
now.
engineering fees.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that will,
I said, that might cover some.
It's enough to get started.
And is it 6 million to do the pool?
Yeah,
Might
That's-
get you some renditions.
it's enough to get started planning.
We had a motion in a second, right?
Yep.
Any other discussion? Not, we'll vote. Carlson,
Yes.
Mattson,
Yes.
Bowen,
Yes.
Keel,
Yes.
Horacek,
Yes.
Schilling.
Yes.
Let's stop right there.
Did we ever get a number to do improvements to the Gage building to the front?
No.
That would be nice to get at some point. I don't see a plan to get them out of there anytime soon. We keep improving the building, so.
Question is, how long are we gonna have these buildings?
I don't know.
How much we wanna stick into?
well, we
How
just
much,
put
that's what I'm
80,000
asking.
into it.
How much does it cost?
Would now be a good time to earmark like $1 million towards a future city hall?
Event center slash city hall?
Yeah. I've said it in jest, but I'm like, it's to the point where
I think at some point you're gonna need.
we've been dancing with this for a while.
I've got a building
That
outside
would
for $1
be
million.
better than put makeup on the pig over there.
Right, right. Out of our reserves, right?
So Travis,
Oh, he's always looking for that.
we're gonna swap for
Right, yeah.
something at some point. So what about
Gotta
the
get that other
idea,
full-timer.
what about the idea of identifying land for that? What would land cost us for that?
Well, hopefully, it could be incorporated with the remediated ground, and maybe it would just come with a deed for X amount of acres from Gateway Hartford. I mean, all of it's gonna come back to the city is how that's planned, so. If there's 72 acres out there, you could potentially place it anywhere. Or wherever it works, maybe it works to do a land swap with the adjacent landowner if you wanna get it closer to the east and, or west end of that property. I mean, there's a lot of variables that could be worked out.
So what is what does the earmarking of $1 million, what does that do?
Same thing we do at the pool.
Okay.
We're just restricting those funds. We're showing it on our cash that we're not spending these, that we're.
But we can if we want. We can always say, hey, we've got so if we earmark it
It'd have to be
hypothetically.
a real emergency, right, that you'd have to, on the earmark it.
Because this is really different than what we're talking here. We're talking about going in, yeah, I want my picture on there, that's fine.
But do we need a new city hall? I mean, this is pretty nice.
It's more the community center, event center space for the, I mean, it's bigger than
If we
just,
call it that, then
it's bigger than just the council
And-
chambers.
I don't
You
even
can
know
house the
that we,
seniors, the library, city hall, community center, like you said. I mean, I look at it as a large.
There's
building.
3 offices
It's a
here that don't even have
community
windows.
center.
These gals, we put these, I
I'm a
mean,
pharmacist, I don't have.
there's, right, but there's prisoners that have better views.
Yes.
is,
I'd rather get thrown in jail in Deadwood than in Teresa's office.
okay, hold on. Is this a discussion that we can have at another point when we get to the end of the year? If we're gonna do that and take it out of our reserve, we can do it at any
do it anytime.
time. We don't need to do it tonight on the budget.
right.
It's not gonna be a budget line item. It's a decision that we make when we get to the end of the year. We say, hey,
Get this thing wrapped up in 2 hours.
I'm trying.
Yeah,
Alright.
because I think it'd be good to, yeah, talk about priorities for some of those big wish lists, so we're not putting a little here and a little there.
We got enough allocated for some CIP projects?
They're all in
They
there,
were all
right?
in
All the
there,
CIPs are in the budget.
Okay, great.
we still got,
Whether you spend them or not, that's
Money to
you guys.
spend.
But they are in the budget. Yeah.
That's what I'm looking at. Including removing the bill, right? Including- Yep.
Them
It's all in
budget.
there.
Yep.
How much would it cost to put a camera out near the pickleball courts
We'll just
generally?
take that out of general maintenance.
Okay, so we don't have the
because we
budget for
have-
that? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
we have set money for repairs and maintenance. We took the other cameras out of it.
Okay.
We'll probably have leftover money this year we can put by and take it out of this year's budget.
Right, we could probably, yeah,
But
we have enough
from a-
left over, we can, do it, so.
From a budget standpoint, we're good.
Anything else?
I think we've covered the request. and-
1 million. 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 1 million.
We don't really need to go into exec. If we do that, we'll do that tomorrow night. All right? Any other comments anybody has? If not, I'm going to entertain a motion to adjourn.
So, make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
How'd we do? 5 minutes before 2 hours.
Good job.
Good job, guys.
Yeah, thank you,
Thanks,
sir.
Scott.
Bye.